Welcome to video 2. If you survived episode 1, congrats. Level 2 is the price boss fight.
Today, why prices keep going up and why your wallet has trust issues.
Prices float upward like balloons. If you think inflation is random chaos, no, it's basically physics with attitude.
Let's break down the 5 forces that pushed global prices into orbit.
First, demand shock mate. A huge surge in buying after lockdown reopening.
Hispanic people rushed back to normal life, and demand exploded overnight.
Supply can't keep up. Empty shelves meme. But supply chains were still broken. More buyers plus fewer goods is higher prices.
Demand curve shift. Graph shifts, right? Economics 101. Demand increases and prices rise. Easy math. The US led with massive spending market, the fastest demand recovery in G7.
Europe lag chart. EU lines delayed. Europe recovered slower but still surged enough to fuel inflation.
Demand wasn't just normal, Clive. It was turbocharged.
Containers stuck. Ports jammed worldwide. Ships waited days to unload.
Cars, phones, appliances, all delayed due to chip shortages.
The factory lockdown map shows global shutdown animations. Manufacturing hubs are shut down, shrinking global output.
Supply curve shift. Graph shifts left. Supply decreases, prices rise. Boom! Another spike.
Global shipping cost chart. Freight prices rocket upward. Shipping costs quadrupled. Companies passed costs to you.
Europe energy dependency. Gas pipelines highlighted. Europe's heavy reliance on imported gas worsened the shock.
G7 supply chain timeline. Slow recovery bars. Supply healed slowly, far slower than demand. Then came the energy crisis. Fuel prices went nuclear.
Brent crude explodes upward. Oil hit extreme levels, feeding inflation everywhere.
Energy filtered into every industry. Transport, food, manufacturing.
Europe faced the worst surge conning. Gas prices rose over 500%. Energy affects food production day, so food prices soared.
Classic supply-demand overlay. Both curves shift left. Energy shock hit both supply and cost structures. Force number 4, labor shortages. Next, not enough workers in key sectors.
Quitting wave chart. Resignation spike. Millions left jobs, especially hospitality and logistics.
Wages rise upward. Businesses raised wages, which increased their selling prices.
Labor bottleneck map. Critical sectors flashing. Less labor equals slower production equals higher prices.
G7 wage growth chart. Modest but rising lines. Wages couldn't match inflation but still increased costs.
M2 money supply chart. Huge vertical spike. Money supply surged, the highest modern expansion. Central banks injected liquidity to save economies. Five forces swirl. Demand shock, supply shock, energy crisis, labor shortages, money expansion. Profit margin jump chart. Corporate margins rising. Some companies used inflation as an excuse to raise prices more.
Strategic markup hologram. Price tag doubling. Not all, but enough to matter across entire economies.
Few giant companies shaking hands. Markets dominated by a few firms allow coordinated price hikes.
Shrinkflation box. Smaller product, same price. Your favorite snacks got smaller, companies pretend it's normal.
Luxury brand markup. Designer bag glowing. High-end brands raised prices aggressively, demand didn't drop.
Market concentration map. Industries with few players. High concentration amplifies pricing power. Temporary versus permanent. Some increases are temporary, others stay forever. Now the scary part. Inflation feeds on itself.
Expectations chart rising. East Asian female consumers expect future price hikes. If consumers believe prices rise, they spend earlier.
We demand higher wages. Give us a living wage now. The cost of living is too high.
Break this cycle, or inflation becomes permanent. Core inflation overlay. Sticky inflation components. Core inflation stays high even when energy falls. Two lines diverge. Headline inflation drops first. Core takes longer. How governments try to fix the mess.
Business loans slow down.
Factory investment pauses.
Companies freeze expansion plans.
Demand cools. Blue waves shrink. Cooling demand equals slowing price pressure. The ECB rate hike. Europe raised rates at historic speed.
Japan's mild response to a tiny interest bump. The country barely raised rates after decades of deflation.
Europe shielded households from extreme bills.
France, price freeze. Energy price locked. France froze energy prices temporarily.
U.S. stimulus timeline. Checks flying. The U.S. stimulus fueled demand early on.
The stimulus was absolutely essential for the recovery. We avoided a depression. But it directly led to the inflation we see now, particularly in the housing sector.
Central Bank Toolbox. QT, OMO, guidance. More tools to reduce liquidity.
Line 20. Stabilizing expectations. Forecast lines flatten. Anchoring expectations is key. Unemployment side effect. Job loss risk. Cooling inflation risks higher unemployment.
9:44. Soft landing. Airplane lands. Goal: reduce inflation without recession.
Hard landing risk. Plane wobble. Tightening too fast equals recession.
Fed meeting impact.
Markets shake. Every decision moves global markets.
ECB tough challenge. Energy-dependent EU. Energy crisis made Europe's inflation harder.
Japan opposite problem. Too low inflation. Japan wants inflation Theresia, not too much.
Household pain timeline. Caucasian families absorb costs. Caucasian households feel inflation first, recover last.
G7 inflation peaks. Flash peak months. Peaks differed. US early, EU later.
Energy drop. Oil price cools. Energy prices finally eased. Rate plateau. Rate line flattens. Central banks pause hikes.
Profit margin normalization. Margins shrink. Companies reduce aggressive pricing.
Inflation cools. Gauge from red to yellow. Inflation slows but stays above target.
Economy stabilizing. Meter in yellow zone. Not overheating, not freezing. Stabilization phase.
Wage recovery slow. Moderate wage rise. Wages still behind prices.
Disposable income drop. Income struggles. Income fails to keep up with inflation.
12. Central Bank Shield. Shield absorbs shocks. Central banks prevented collapse.
Household habits shift. Budgets reprioritized. Families changed spending behavior permanently.
At 12:40, permanent markups. New default prices. Some prices never return to old levels.
Wage lag, purchasing power drop. Wages didn't fully catch up.
I don't understand how anyone can afford these prices.
It feels hopeless. We are completely priced out.
We are facing a significant rent crisis. The latest data shows rent zones in the red, and unfortunately, rents remained elevated across the board. Consumer confidence. Slow recovery. Confidence heals last.
Supply chain redesign. New routes. More local and resilient supply routes.
Automation boom. Robots enter. Automation accelerated post-crisis.
As you can see, the digital currency model stabilizes the volatile sectors.
But how do we ensure the public trust?
Ghost gone. Expectation stabilization. Inflation expectations normalized.
G7 target approach. Lines are near 2%. Inflation slowly nears targets.
Rates stay higher. Long plateau. Rates stayed high longer.
Inequality increases. Gap widens. Inequality worsened post-crisis.
Mixed productivity. Uneven gains. Some sectors improved, others stagnated.
I can't believe how expensive this is now.
We have to check the list again. We're already over budget.
Market power wanes. Corporate villain fades. Scrutiny reduced profit-driven inflation.
Policy upgrades, new rule books, governments, updated policies.
Smart budgeting. Apps used widely. Budgeting became essential.
This is the inflation recap. Inflation has reshaped our habits and systems.
28.
5 force
Stable.
Engine balanced.
5 inflation forces enter equilibrium.
Video 3 reveals the biggest plot twist in economics.